Joe, in real life, I am struggling. Ooh, daddy, I am struggling. I can barely move my legs. Like bending at the knees for at any angle, for any purpose. Oof. Hip hinge. Oof. Ooh. My hams, my juicy hams. It's pulled pork back there. It's no good. I don't know what I'm gonna do today, and I don't know how, and I don't know why, what, when, or where. I don't know any of the things. Delayed onset muscle soreness, the DOMS, day 2. Yesterday wasn't that bad because it hadn't settled in, and I was wondering why I was low energy and just couldn't get in my body. I'm a little confused as to why I'm as sore as I am. I mean, I did hit a PR for my squat reps, and it was a pretty big PR. But like, really that day, that's all I did, you know? Little accessory work, but I can't even remember what it was, so it couldn't have been that serious. And today, man, like my minimum's seriously going to be a challenge today, and I'm going to try and do some other stuff because otherwise I feel great. I had a great night's sleep. I should be recovered. One thing I was thinking, the weather here is fucking terrible. It's like 100 degrees with the heat index. It's topped out over 110. And like yesterday, just as an example, I biked myself till I was soaked through on 2 occasions. And then worked all day. Those were the bookends to my work shift. So maybe the recovery's I'm not getting enough recovery for all of like the heat training I've been doing incidentally. And I went for a run yesterday. Just 20 minutes slow, like 10, 30 miles, maybe even 11s, honestly, like for real. And, which like, yeah, that's not slow, but it's slow for me, you know? I feel awful. Like, my legs feel awful. I feel great. My morale is high today, and I'm determined to make this work. But I don't see how I'm going to get my lower half to do anything. And the lower half, that's the most important half when it comes to doing. So I don't know. You know what? Let's discover together. We're going on an adventure, a self-discovery, reluctant hero. You know, that's me. And I'm gonna ignore the first call to adventure, and I'm gonna take the second one, as one does. Let's just see what happens, right? Let's do something fun today. Who cares what it is? All right, see you soon. Unmanageable. Just completely and totally unmanageable DOMS. I tried everything, especially my right hip, man. Oof, it's like, and they're DOMS too. Usually when you have an asymmetry, your brain immediately goes to injury. But it's their muscle soreness, like to the touch, very tender, very unpleasant. I went to the Kangs. I always go to the Kangs when I don't know what to do, and I had hope at this point that maybe if I do a few Kang squats, the old bones will start to respond, and I'll be okay. They did not. They just didn't. Nothing for it, you know. What can I do? I started with the bar. I did 10-pound jumps up to 155. And I honestly could do no more than 155. Like 155 felt reckless. Here I am trying to get a stretch. This is at 3 times speed. Just like looking for some reprieve. It's my adductors mostly, but my glutes and my quads too. I'm just fried. Now, what was it? 3 days ago, I guess, yeah, 3 days ago, I had arguably the best squat workout of my life, or at least for a minute. And so DOMs to a degree are expected, but not like this, man. Ugh. Like next week, I'll face that workout again, and I'm supposed to go for another rep, at least one more rep. But I honestly think I have to put a cap on that. I have to say, like, I can only hit the reps I hit. I cannot exceed it because I'm not adapting. That adaptation response is slow to arrive, and I can't afford to feel like this. like I got stuff to do today. I'm going to be on my feet for 12 hours today or more. I got 2 relatively long bike rides. I got work, man. And like, I can't even get my right foot and knee to track through my right hip appropriately. Because it keeps correcting to keep me out of soreness, or correcting with air quote fingers. And normally I don't include this stuff that I'm doing in the video, but here I am just going through some basic mobility activation stuff, just trying to find somewhere, some corner of my lower body that I can work in and hide in. It didn't come. And soreness feels good. I mean, I think if you're listening to this channel and you lift weights or work out regularly at all, we all complain about DOMS, but it's kind of amazing, right? Like, you never feel more connected to your meat machine than when, like, every contraction of a muscle gives you fresh insight. Let's not call it pain and call it insight. Fresh bursts of information and profound discovery, But too much is too much, and I think we can all agree on that too. Like, this is just not a manageable way for me to be walking around. At 3 times speed, it doesn't look as bad as it feels, but I am dragging. I am stumbling and struggling. I keep swirling my hips like I'm about to go into a sexy dance. But I keep running the diagnostic, and I keep being surprised at the results. The Kang squats, interestingly, well, they didn't hurt as bad as, say, just standing around seems to. I think because when you're just standing around and the soreness pangs find you, they're kind of by surprise and sharp, whereas I was completely and totally active in every movement of the Kang squat. And so, those sensations, they were kind of constant and unsurprising. And actually, those movements look good. My right knee kept trying to draw in, so I have to activate the glute med on the right side in particular and press that knee out to prevent these protections from taking place. Nothing for it, as I said. 2 boring videos. I had one triumphant, bad attitude, great workout day, and now 2 very, very lazy days. I spent twice as long stretching as I did actually lifting weights today, and I got nowhere. There was no improvement. No improvement whatsoever. I mean that seriously. And no relief of any kind. A completely pointless act. I made a noble attempt at warming up, but well, in some ways just standing in my garage is a warm-up, in the same way that taking a hot shower can technically be counted as a warm-up. Just standing outside in Savannah right now feels like a warm-up. I mean, I did almost no lifting, and I'm drenched in sweat right now. So, but as far as physically warming up, as far as, getting the muscles to activate and relax and figuring out where my mechanics are. I tried to do that. I can't say that it worked. I'm sure it didn't. In fact, being sore, man, it's a trip. I think it's one of those things that people new to exercising or that don't exercise are perpetually terrified of. It's one of those barriers of entry. They're like, I can't be in pain all day. Why do I work out? Why am I trying? You're trying to get stronger, but you're in pain all the time. Blah blah blah. I mean, that's a true statement, but it completely ignores the idea that it's an adventure. That like you've impacted your body in a dynamic and exciting way, and now it's impacting you. And that feels really fair. Anyway, I'll try to do some actual work tomorrow. I got about another minute here. It's a little depressing to watch me stumble bum around and not actually get anywhere. But what are you going to do? You could cry about it, I guess. I had plans to do my pull-ups today. I'm literally too sore to do pull-ups. That probably doesn't make sense, but I did some hanging before this, and I could feel like a sharp pull in my gut muscles, my fuck muscles. I can't think of what they're called right now. My psoas there, and so that's not happening. I don't need that. I don't need proxy pulled groin from pull-ups. That seems ridiculous. But anyway, I love you guys. Be good to each other today. I'm going to do actual exercise tomorrow. Scout's honor.